Hello and welcome to SRUC Barony Campus open event for the Open Week that we are doing. Welcome to that. My name's Alex Reynolds. I'm the Academic Liaison Manager here at SRUC Barony Campus, and I'd like to welcome you to our student support event. We are going to today be meeting some of my colleagues who look after student support from a finance point of view, accommodation, pastoral and academic support, and I very much hope that you'll be able to ask them questions and get to hear what we've got to offer. But first, I'd like to give you a tour of the campus, because obviously this year we're unable to meet you in person on the campus, so we've created a little video to give you a tour, and I'll show you that first, and then we'll come back to this and we can have a chat. So here we go. Hello and welcome to SRUC Barony Campus. Things are a little bit different this year, and all our induction and our open days are all going to be online. So what we'd like to do today is give you a bit of a virtual tour of our campus. Here we are in our forestry engineering workshop, which today is really quiet. But when you're here as a student, I reckon there's going to be quite a lot of noise, machinery is going, tools working away, where you'll be learning how to repair and to maintain the forestry vehicles. And not only that, you won't only just get to deal with the machinery, but you'll also have really strong links with the industry that you will no doubt go out into and get jobs in the future. So this is a really exciting place, and as I say, although it's quiet at the minute, it won't be when you're here. We've moved into the Forestry Technology Centre now, and we have a couple of classrooms in here, as well as these simulators. And these simulators give you the opportunity as foresters to learn how to manoeuvre the machines, but in the safety of the classroom. So here we are in the Small Animal Care Centre, and we've got a range of fish, amphibians, reptiles and small mammals and birds for you to look at, to observe and to use in your studies. So in the other part of the Animal Care Centre, we have the vet nursing part, and this is one of the rooms where the vet nurses will come and observe and take part in operations. Behind me is the Barony Dairy Unit, where students get the opportunity to work in real time with the dairy herd. They're not the only livestock we have here at the Barony. We have our sheep flock, and they are well underway now within their lambing. Equine studies started in 2020 here at the Barony, and here we have our outside arena and stable block for our equine courses. So we're here down at the walled garden with the potting sheds here to my left, and for this year, the forestry students, the rural skills students, you'll all find that this is going to be where you come down and do part of your studies. And we very much hope that also those doing wildlife conservation management, and even possibly the agriculture students from the plant protection side, will also get time down here at some point. This is one of the tunnels within our walled garden, which is going to be a fantastic resource for those who are wanting to learn about plants and horticulture. So at the moment we've got some seedlings here which are being used by the forestry department, and in the very near future we very much look forward to having horticultural students here as well to make use of these fantastic facilities. Welcome to the main courtyard at the Barony, and behind me, as you can see, we've got our reception area. There's entrances into the dining hall, the coffee shop, and it's a great place for you to sit out in the summer and have your lunch. So we've got a number of different classrooms on the campus, and this one is our digital classroom, and it's set up so that you can come and work in groups and then create presentations that can be put out onto some of these screens here as digital presentations using the software that you'll use within your course. Here we are in the dining hall, where you can get a hot drink, cold drinks and snacks and hot meals throughout the day. And as you can see at the moment, it's all nice and set up now for social distancing. So we're in the library here at the Barony, and we've got a wide range of books and topics that will cover all the courses and units that you'll need to do. And also there'll be availability of the e-resources that the library also offer on your Moodle site, which is the platform, the programme that you'll use to do your studying. Behind me we've got the Nith and the Cree, and they're part of our residential properties on the campus. We've also got some other accommodation in Kirkmichael, the main building, and these will be available for you for coming and to stay at while you're doing your studies. Every year the staff here, both teaching and the farm staff and all the estate staff, really make sure that you have the best possible experience that you can have.
Unfortunately, we can't have face-to-face open days this year, but I hope that this video has given you a good insight into the facilities that we have here at the Barony. So I hope you enjoyed that, and you even get to see the campus from an aerial view, which of course you wouldn't be able to do if you actually came and saw it in reality. But I very much hope that you do get to see the campus in the future. So as I said, we are the student support team, and the team are eagerly waiting now to introduce themselves. And so first of all, we're going to meet Alistair, and Alistair is he looks after the financial side, the financial support. And I'll pass you over to Alistair.
Hi everyone, I'm Alistair. I'm the student support tutor for funding. I'm going to go through a couple of little things for you today, just to give you a better idea of how funding works. At the SRUC at Barony and at the Ayr campus as well, as I say, I cover the southwest, so that's the whole region. So I'm here to help you gain access to the various funds that we have available for the SRUC. So things like bursary payments, they act on different areas. So you can have bursaries that are for under 18. You can have bursaries from 19 to 24 and over 25, which are usually mature students. I also can help you apply for the SAS funding, which is the Students Awards Agency of Scotland. Now they're a different organisation from ourselves, so what I can help do is help ease the application process for you. And that, when you're applying for SAS, it usually comes from, or is, sorry, I'm waffling here. It is applied for higher education courses, so that would be things like HND, HNC and higher. I also help look at childcare. We provide childcare funding here at the SRUC2. That usually goes to the childcare provider. EMA, or Educational Maintenance Allowance, that's for students who are under 18. We also look at living and travel expenses, and also paying for your tuition and tuition fees, which is something that I can provide for you near the time with various documents, or giving me a call and kind of a talk through that. So as I say, I'm here to ease the application process for you, which I can understand can be quite daunting for some students, but it's that's what I'm here to help with. As time progresses as well, I'm going to look into doing financial well-being talks or chats even. I'm undergoing training for that as we speak, so that's something that you can come and talk to me near the time, once I get things all sorted with that. Things that we can also look at are we can look at as well are book allowances, PPE, which stands for personal protective equipment. So if you need things like overalls or certain bits of equipment for your studies, that's something we can help look at into as well. Travel expenses is something that we look into, and certainly something I can help you apply for. That's usually based on distance. It's means tested, so it depends. If you live near to one of the campuses, we'll help you with maybe bus fare, or if you have a car, we can help with petrol or diesel expenses. Things that I can also help out with as well is looking into housing. That's something I've helped various students with over the course of their studies. Things like helping look at rent and council tax exemptions, which is something that students are entitled to. If all these things that I've mentioned here you're finding you're struggling a wee bit more, I can help look into supplementary funding for you. So we have a discretionary fund here at the SRUC that can help you fill the gap, and also have links to external funding outside of the SRUC. There's a lot of great charities around about the region that I have contact with, so hopefully, as I say, if there's that shortfall, I can help you try and make that shortfall up. I'm contactable Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. My number would be the Barony number. It's 01387 860 251, and my email address is Alistair Cummings, spelled alistair.cummings, CUMMING, at sruc.ac.uk, and I'd be happy to help talk to you about any sort of funding relating questions you have. So I think that's me. If you have any questions at the end, just pop in the chat, have a quick word with me. But for now, I'll pass on to my colleague Pearl, who's going to talk about accommodation.
Thank you, Alistair. Welcome. As it says on the screen, my name's Pearl. My title is Campus Residential Manager. My role involves helping you find the most suitable accommodation for you, whether this is on campus or by signposting you to alternative options. On campus, we have 3 hostels. Kirkmichael has 36 beds places available, single and twin ensuite, while Nith and Cree hostels each comprise of 16 single study bedrooms with shared facilities, which means that we have a maximum capacity of 68 on campus. Due to limited accommodation on campus, preference is given to 16 to 18-year-olds, then by distance from home and your course requirements. Accommodation is catered, which means that breakfast and evening meals are included, leaving lunches and snacks to either be purchased in the dining room or made in the residential kitchenette areas. There are laundry facilities on site, and Wi-Fi is available throughout the campus. Application forms for accommodation are on the SRU accommodation webpage, and they're ready to be completed. So start saving towards your £200 security deposit, which is when I know that you're definitely aiming to stay on campus. But I will remind you in July, and it is returnable should you change your mind. Dumfries is the region's main town and is 9 miles away from the campus. But we do have an excellent bus network, with Parkgate being on the A701 and only 4 minutes walk from the campus. This route is the main link between Dumfries and Glasgow, with the X74 passing hourly during the week and every 2 hours on a Sunday, during the day of course. Dumfries is a town that welcomes students. Accommodation is available in the form of HMOs, or houses of multiple occupancy, which is where a landlord may have a house that he rents out with 4 or 6 bedrooms, and you rent the room and share the kitchen facilities and living rooms, which gives you a more independent lifestyle. Also available in Dumfries are B&Bs, should you be looking for just to stay one night every 3 weeks? For everyone's individual safety, support and well-being, we have a team of experienced residential staff, or otherwise known as wardens, on site during the evenings, who can be contacted by students and parents alike. As part of the Barony experience, we pride ourselves in offering a unique opportunity for your personal development. All students are welcome to help us to create a year to remember by helping organising or by even just attending or supporting events, whether by using the John Torrance Hall for organised sessions of badminton, indoor football, fitness, training, basketball, multi-gym, or the licence bar area for quiz nights, pool competitions, karaoke. Each year is different and depends on your input and talents. Pre-COVID, we had a very social year, which included the Barony Race, Barony's Got Talent, Christmas dinner, Burns supper, Macmillan coffee morning, karaoke evenings, and end of term Barony Bash, which could not have happened without the singers, the pipers, the volunteers, the organisers, the attendees of both staff and students. So each year is different and special. Thank you for your time, and please do not hesitate to contact me at pearl.edgar@sruc.ac.uk. And good luck. And I will hand you over to Ruth, Student Support Pastoral. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to this event. My name is Ruth, and as Pearl has already said, I am the Student Support Tutor for Pastoral. So what that means is if you're feeling stressed or anxious, or you're not sure what you want to do, or even if you're just struggling with a little bit of motivation, then I'm the person that you contact. I'm the person who is there for you, just to listen to you, just to take your time and give you that space to talk when you don't want to talk to your tutors, or you're not sure who to talk to, or you just need a bit of peace and quiet and you just need somebody away from everything else. I'm that person, okay? I can talk to you on a weekly basis, I can talk to you on a monthly basis, I can talk to you via email, I can talk to you any way you want to. Basically, I'm just here to support you, to make sure that you can manage your studies okay. And if that's just something as simple as motivation, that's absolutely not a problem. That's what I'll do. If necessary, we can put you in touch with Together All, and they're an external agency which provides guidance and mental health support and gives you tools sometimes to go up a little bit extra. So that's something you can go away and you can do by yourself if you don't necessarily want to have the influence of a person overseeing you. So that's an option for you as well. The other thing that I like to do as much as I can is keep in touch with care experienced students. So if you've spent any time in care before your 16th birthday, then that includes being looked after at home, or staying with your grandparents rather than your parents, then I'm here to support you for that as well, because again, we want to make sure that you have all the necessary support in order to be successful with your studies. And that's really, that's a potted version of what I do, nice and simple. So you can contact me at ruth.tudor@sruc.ac.uk and I will hand on to Joy.
Thanks, Ruth. So hello, my name is Joy Kendall. I'm student or study support tutor, and I work with students at the Ayr and Barony Campus. So alongside Ruth, I can help you with pastoral support. So basically providing emotional support and helping you in managing your feelings, daily stresses you may be having, and refer you on to any counselling services if needed. I also, along with a colleague, Gillian Connolly, who's not on this event at the moment, I will provide study support to help you with your academic work. So this is available for all students. And examples of this might be to help you with time management, understanding a report, proofreading, the use of assistive technology, navigating your way around Moodle, which is a virtual learning environment. So anything you're struggling with academically and in your studies, feel free to approach myself or Gillian for help in that. So if you're a higher education student, so that's HNC level and above, and you have an additional need, such as a diagnosed mental health condition, dyslexia, autism, a physical disability, or another specific disability or medical condition, you may be eligible to apply for disability support allowance from SAS. So I would help you in completing those forms and making sure you've got the required evidence for that. And if you do, it's very beneficial because it can provide study support, which is funded through SAS. So you get a one-to-one support tutor to work with you, and technology to help you with your studies. So that might be assistive technology, or if you don't have the up-to-date laptop, printer, etc. that you need, it can help fund for that as well. It's important if you do have an additional need to apply or contact student services as soon as you know you're going to be studying, really, and then that process can be put into place before, ideally before your course starts, so that support is in place from the beginning. I'd like to introduce you to someone who's behind me. Poppy, come here, like a chocolate drop. So Poppy is the SRUC therapet who's asleep at the minute, but here you go. So this is Poppy. Like I say, the SRUC therapet, she's a registered therapet with Canine Concern Scotland. Before lockdown, Poppy was accompanying me onto campus one day a week. She loves her job of meeting new people. Looks rather sleepy now, but she has helped students in taking away some stress and anxiety. So generally when she's on campus, students and staff can call along to see her, and she generally makes people just feel that bit happier. She has been known to be booked either by staff, say for revision classes before exams, or she has been booked by a student when they were known to be giving a presentation, a class presentation, to go into the lesson with her to take away some of that anxiety and nervousness. So we very much hope if you decide SRUC is the right place for you to study, that we look forward to meeting you on campus sometime in the near future. Again, any questions, post them in the chat or contact student services, student support. So thanks for now, and bye, and I'll hand back over to Alex.
Thanks everybody, and thank you Poppy there for making an appearance. That's great. No prizes for who one of the most popular members of staff is. Poppy coming in. That's great. So I hope that has been informative for you. I do have some questions that have come in, and I'll start to go through those in a moment and answer. And it's if I may, just to start with, and please, while I'm talking for a minute or two, if you've got a question, please type it in the appropriate section in the chat there, and I'll ensure that it gets answered. But it's just to remind everyone, you know, we are, at the moment things are a little bit different. We as an organisation really set to right back now, going back 12 months back into March 20, when the first lockdown happened. We rallied round very quickly and ensured that you know, the students were able to continue their studies. We had e-learning very quickly, and the student support were front and centre in that, and were instrumental in ensuring that students who may not normally have needed any assistance got it, because everything changed very quickly. And we're here now. We've got some great systems in place, and we're, in fact, really nationally, we have turned out to be one of the exemplars for student support and the way in which we are delivering our classes as well. So I just wanted to reassure you that yes, it is a bit different at the moment, and you're going to face challenges that you didn't necessarily expect when you were going to go away to college. But we are here to help, and we've got a lot of experience, and hopefully will ensure that your student experience is the very, very best, not only academically but from the experience point of view as well. So I'll just start to go through and have a look at some of the questions. And there was a question, the first one to come in, it was regarding residential, Pearl. So I might put this back to you. I know that you did explain a lot, and perhaps it may well have been answered then, but it was how somebody would actually go about applying for that. And can you just confirm that they would go to the website for that? Is that right, Pearl?
Yes, thank you. On the SRUC, there is a accommodation website. There's a web page on SRUC that has the application. If you go through the web pages, there's a page that relates to accommodation, and there's an application form there that you can apply through, and it gives you a breakdown, and it's for all campuses, so it's the one that's actually linked and it's ready to go.
Thanks, Pearl. And may I keep you for a moment more, because residential questions are quite popular. The cost as well, that's on the website, because I know that things have changed, because we've currently been doing it differently pre the last lockdown. So the costs are on there as well, or the most up-to-date costs?
The most up-to-date cost at the moment, it has for a 40-week term, which would cover from the start to the end of the majority of courses, it is £5,500, which is catered. So that's where it comes in. The breakfast and evening meal element is covered on that aspect. Okay.
That's great. And I've got one more. I know the answer to this as well, but if I may, Pearl, because being as this is your side, about small pets. Are small pets allowed in accommodation?
Sorry, unfortunately, we can't allow small pets into accommodation because there is a number of people that are on campus that suffer from allergies. But we do have the animal care unit, so if you need to, we have had people that like animals and go and spend time with them. So there is the, if you're an animal care student, that you actually get that therapy with the actual animals that we have on site.
Thanks, Pearl.
That's
brilliant. Thank you. And we have another question, and this is regarding funding. So Alistair, I'm going to come to you with this one, please. Is funding for under 18s affected by DLA or carers allowance?
That's something I'll probably have to look into a bit further, Alex. But just what I was thinking, just as I was listening to somebody, I was thinking about what Ruth said about care experience. That's something that we can look at, as well as care experience bursaries. So I wonder if that would be helpful for the student. But that's certainly, if there's something that they would like to put to me in an email, that's something I can look into further for them and get a satisfactory answer, Alex.
That's great. I will. The person who sent that in, I won't say names over the, but I'll pop another little message to you in the chat, hopefully, and hopefully what Alistair said and what I pop into the chat will help you more than that. So that's great. There we are. I've got some questions about goldfish. Again, Pearl, are you happy for me? I'm under the impression that things like that are a bit of an issue with regards to bringing goldfish and things like that. And I have to say that we've got our own goldfish here, both in the animal care centre and within the pond for people to look at as well.
It tends to be that if someone goes away for a week, we still have the animals. We have got the koi carp and So unfortunately, if it needs fed, we still classify it as having to be a pet, and we just don't have the facilities where we can allow everyone to bring all their animals from home, because where would I stop with a goldfish to an aquarium? So unfortunately, sorry, goldfish counts.
I thought as much. Just to double check. We've got another one. Pearl, accommodation is really the big one today, about asking for accommodation. Is it to be paid up front? And again, I would say that is explained if you go to, but if you can just confirm that for us, that would be brilliant.
No, it does not have to be paid up front. It depends on your individual circumstances. The only thing that before you move in would have to be paid is the £200 security deposit. So if you start just putting a little bit aside just now, and that is what I will contact you and remind you about July time to say, hi, for the £200 security deposit, because then I know that you're actually going to come. But that is returnable if your circumstances change. Preferably, accommodation, we will work out direct debits monthly. We will try and cater to your circumstances. Some people will want to pay up front, some people will want to pay in stages, but we can adapt it to each individual circumstance.
That's great, and thank you. You keep going, Pearl, because what I was going to say here is that there's another question with regards to, should they wait until they've had their offer confirmed, or would you suggest actually applying for accommodation at sooner rather than later, and then if they decide that they're going to go, things aren't going to be how they expected, then they can always withdraw that request. So it's better to have the accommodation applied for as well as soon as possible, would you say?
I would put your application form in, then I know that, then I know that you're in the system, and that as July time comes, we'll be aiming to firm up July, August, because you depending on your circumstances, it can be altered. You might decide to stay on at school for another year. You might not decide it's the career for you. The 200 security is looking about July, August, and if things change, that's returnable. But put the application in, then I know that you're actually in the system, that will automatically contact you with any information, a license to occupy, and documentation, but you're actually in the system. Sorry, I've repeated myself a few times, but put the application form in. It does no harm. It does not harm your situation.
That's great. Thanks, Pearl. Thanks, Pearl. That's brilliant. Thanks again for that. I hope that's answered those questions so far. Pearl's email has been highlighted on the side to somebody I must say thank you to, who is working in the background here, getting everything ready. So thank you, Shona, for sorting that out. That's brilliant. Another question coming in with regards to financial support. So Pearl, you're off the hook for a moment. It's going to be Alistair on this one. There we go. It's regarding HND qualifications. If somebody already has a HND and they're coming in to do another course with us, what funding now? It's not specific. I don't know whether they're asking if they can do a completely different course, because I know that there is options where you can get funding if it's a completely different subject, etc. So the question is, would you qualify for financial support if you already have an HND qualification? And I'll hand over to you, but I'm under the impression that you're going to say something like it depends on a number of factors. So again, if that person wants to email Alistair, please do. But Alistair, if you've got a sort of a generic answer now, please, I'll hand over to you.
Yeah, but it kind of is a generic answer for that one. It's all dependent on the student themselves, what they've studied and to the level that they've studied. Often it's been that they might have received SAS funding before, well, for an HND, HNC, dependent on where in the UK as well, you know, so we have like rest of the UK would include obviously England, Wales and Northern Ireland. So it would be down to an individual basis, but there are ways that we can get around. Maybe sounds like we're doing something dodgy, but there are ways that we can look to help support or fill short gaps in between. So say if you've studied an HND and you've maybe got a year to go to fill up to a degree, for instance, we can look at the gap in between to see. That would be something I could maybe get in touch with SAS about. So it would be, I think the best idea, as you say, Alex, would be to get in touch with me and we can work on a one-to-one basis. I'm more than happy to do that with any student who has any question today relating to that sort of thing. So I hope that kind of answers your question. Yeah.
Can I add in a little bit there? Just from my perspective, I know that if a student in Scotland has studied the same level of course before, you can apply to SAS for what's called a +1 year, which will allow 1 year of study at the same level again. But you'd have to apply to SAS, and that's Scotland. So.
That's great. You probably saw me put my thumb up there. That's what I'm doing behind you. When you're no one's watching, I keep doing this to thank people for their answers. So you caught me that time. That's great. Thanks for that. We've got a couple of questions in regards to courses about when you'll hear about whether or not you've been accepted or not. That process is still ongoing at the moment, and it depends on the course. So what I would firstly do, and anyone please let me know if you want to add to this, is to go back onto the website and check your applications, check the emails to see whether or not they actually put a by date on for you to do that. And if you think it is getting to the point where you perhaps should have heard, feel free to drop a line to the email address that's on that to ensure. But there's slightly different cut-off dates depending on what the course is, and I would never ever say don't leave to the last moment. You can still get sorted, but every year there are students who do make last minute decisions, and we do our very, very best to accommodate those as well. But just keep an eye on the information that is coming. It's very, very easy sometimes to miss dates or miss things when you're reading those. So I hope that answers that, and no one seems to want to add to that at the moment, so we'll leave that. And is there a cut-off date for applications? There is cut-off dates for each one. Again, if you go onto the site and the application, it normally gives you a by date, but again, there's no reason why you couldn't, if that date has passed, why you can't contact and see if there is any spaces available still, or you can put a waiting list, or have a conversation with somebody about all the courses that we offer and see if there's something that we can do. But we do our very best to make sure that we accommodate people and ensure that they go onto the right course for them, the right level for them. So I hope that's answers those. And yes, we've got another. I think the next question came down about when do you find out if you're placed on the course? When do you find out if you're placed on the course you've applied for? I'm presuming that's again asking about that, and you should hear in due course. So we've got to, I think at the moment that's the end of the questions. If there's anyone else who wants to post one, we have a few minutes, I believe, that we can do that. As I say, we're now talking about the next academic year. We are planning for that. We are planning for that from a student support point of view, that we will still be here to do that in whatever shape and form that's needed. and that could be like this, doing one-to-ones or groups online, or hopefully I'm very much hoping that we will have time to come back onto the classes now moving forward. Yeah, we'll ensure that Alistair's email address is up for you as well. That's another question that has come in. There we go. Thank you, Shona. That's brilliant. You've got that on. So, how are we doing? How are we doing? Is there any? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick round robin to my colleagues to see if there's anything that they've picked up or that's been said that they want to highlight or ensure that anything's been highlighted. Everyone's happy. Well, I hope that we are reaching the hour, and I really do hope that this has been of use to you. Coming to college is the experience of coming to college and the learning, but behind all that and to support all that, of course, is the student support department, and we very much hope to see in the future. So for now, I wish you all the very best. I hope that this, as I say, has been useful, and that you please go to as many of the virtual events as you can to help to give you an informed decision on where you'd like your future to go. But for now, I'm going to bid you farewell. Thanks for the team, and all the best.